Hi, thank you for returning. And if you're not returning, if this is indeed your first opportunity to catch an episode, I truly appreciate you, and my name is Jerome. For those of you who are returning, I hope that you've already decided to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, I hope that before this particular episode is over, you also decide to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell. In the last episode, I left you with Pamela. Pamela is an AI personality who is assisting with the presentation, and she's doing quite well. In fact, she's doing better than I am.
Thank you, Jerome, and hello to my fellow viewers.
In this particular episode, we're going to start from where she left off regarding reviewing the different areas of the city and discussing how the rankings have impacted the city of Memphis as well as the outskirts of Memphis. And make no mistake, this is not just about the city of Memphis. This is about many major cities that are predominantly made up of people of color when it comes to the demographics and the impact of how those rankings make us look in the eyes of the population, because it's not just about some of the information that they're sharing when it comes to being poor, uneducated, and different other aspects. For me, it's about us as a whole, regardless of the income. And I think that we should all review it that way. So I'm going to leave you again with Pamela. And I'm probably going to be using Pamela more often because she does a much better job than myself. All right, thank you.
Once again, thank you, Jerome, and hello to all of you out there. It is truly wonderful to see you again if you are returning. And for you first-time viewers, welcome. Memphis, Tennessee, like most if not all US large cities' metro areas, consists of several smaller incorporated towns to include 3 in recent years that grew quite quickly just over the state line in Mississippi, such as South Haven, Olive Branch, and Horn Lake. Still, as someone traveling by car up from Alabama, Louisiana, southern Mississippi, or flying in and/or traveling down from the northern states, being unfamiliar with the Memphis area, it would not be uncommon to think that you are in Memphis upon entering any of these towns. The same could be said for the adjoining but separate towns of Germantown, Bartlett, and Collierville, all in Tennessee. There is very little in the way of knowing when you have crossed out of the Memphis city limits and entered any of these towns if you are a stranger to the metro area, though you may see signage in a few areas letting you know that you have entered the state of Mississippi, and in some cases, signage for the various towns themselves, depending on the street that you are entering from. That said, I could be wrong, but there appears to be a distinction that is quite important when the city and adjoining towns are noted for the crime rankings. Given that they are not part of the Memphis city itself, it appears that their populations are not included when collecting crime data for the Memphis area. Each city has its own data to account for. This is most likely the case for most, if not all US cities and metro areas. As for the Memphis metro, given that these 6 towns may be considered some of the most livable areas in the states of Mississippi and Tennessee respectively, the main city of Memphis itself appears to be viewed as just the opposite. What many in the adjoining towns may not realize is that for a stranger or people hearing about Memphis with a negative perception, the entire metro area is Memphis in reality. This means that we are all impacted when the main city is viewed a certain way, regardless of where we call home. For many, if not most, we earn our living and spend the majority of our days working within the city limits itself, and should always remember this when a city is viewed negatively. Each day, you have an opportunity to change a negative to a positive, and there is no time like the present.
Okay, I am about to wrap up this particular episode, but I would like to say without a doubt, I am very, very impressed with my AI characters so far, especially Pamela. But that being said, I do believe in diversity, so I will be utilizing some other characters moving forward, and I hope to be equally impressed by them. So as I close out this particular episode, I want to leave you with one thought, and it's going to be about fear. Fear, in my opinion, is one of the most, if not the most, successful marketing tools ever known to man throughout history. We tend to vote based on fear, determine what school systems to send our kids to based on fear, and determine what neighborhoods we're going to live in based on fear. And the market knows this, and the market uses this. Unfortunately, the market uses people in some cases to stoke fear, and it tends to work more times than not. In reality, some of the things and some of the decisions that we make based on fear will keep us in debt for many years, if not always. And that is something I want you to think about moving forward. How much of your decisions are based on fear as opposed to reality? Did we move out of a neighborhood because of fear, or did we move out of the neighborhood because that was what we really wanted? And when we moved out of that neighborhood, did we increase our time to stay in debt as a result? What's worse is that unfortunately, a few of us may begin to see ourselves through the eyes of others and begin to feel that that is who we really are. And their behaviors will reflect that. And that would be a subject for another episode, as well as fear. So for now, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope that you like and subscribe and tune in to my next episode. And you are truly, truly appreciated.